how to turn this callback function into promises. So promise is nothing but whenever there is a function it is returning response, we can directly call dot then on that function. So for example, this read file here it is, or this super agent, it is fetching some response and it is giving returning some result or response here. So here instead of ending we can use directly dot then. For example, see dot then, here it will only return response. We are using that response. Finally, whenever you are returning then finally you need to add catch to catch the errors. So simply it will have an argument of error, console.log that error. So here we can remove this error as we have nothing. We are using only response. Error dot message or not error. Why it is saying console serial so present it is then consoling response, then writing file, returning the message, and if whether any error or console dot log file success, then catch up any error. I don't know why it is giving some error. Let us find out. What is the error it is giving? Token catch up error. Oh, my bad. Actually, it is a callback function, right? Inside that, we need to write the catch of error console.log of error. That's it. If I save now, see promise practice okay, file return success, and our file is same as before. Okay. Now let us create promises. Simply for this read file, we are using this fs.read file. This is returning some response. So we can create promise, right? Promise is nothing but which will promise it will return some data in future. So in that case we can write few promises. So in this case this read file is giving some data in return, so we can use this read file as a promise. Let us create a new function like const read file promise read file promise equal to arrow function, and this function will return a new promise. So return new promise object. Promise you can write like this, which will have new promise. This promise you will write. Inside this promise we have an arrow function which have two arguments which are standard for any promise. One will have resolve and one will have result. It will have an executable functions. This promise it will execute at the same time. Either it will resolve if success and it will reject if there is any error. Only two executable functions it will have. So we are returning this promise. Now we need to read the file. After reading the file, if there is any data it is returning, then it is resolve it. If there is any error in reading this file, then it will reject. That's it. So simply as before, write this file fs.read file. Again you need to fs.read file, which will have file name. You need to give same file name I am giving, or you can give whichever file. You can give file name as argument and use that here file. After giving file, it will have an callback function which will have error and data. Simply, if any error, see, if error, just reject this. If any error, just reject. Inside this brackets, if you write any message, that message will be returned with this promise. So let us write file not found, something like that. Or else if any error it is returning, then just resolve of that data which we need to return that with that promise. See, now let us call this read file pro, removing this, remove everything, and this flower bracket. Now directly call that promise, read file promise. We need to give file path as the input. What is the file path? Oh, I did not copy it. Let me control Z. Hey, what is it doing? Okay, let me write again. File path we need to give, which is current directory slash dirnam slash dog dot txt. We need to give the file path. That's it. It will return dot then. Because it is a promise, we can use this response. It will return some data because we have already used this variable console.variable data. Then this bracket will come here and this console.log data, control X here and control. Oh my bad, sorry. Okay, that's my video editing. Okay, leave it. Console.log data, and then this as it is, this function. After consoling.log, simply all this will come inside now, I guess. Now save it. It is giving buffer. Okay, and return success. Okay, I have not written again coding, encoding. Okay, here we need to give some UTF-8. UTF-8. If you give, then it will resolve. Yes, promise practice. Okay, and file return success. It will be same as before. Now here we can write this write file also. I can a new promise for this. So I am writing a new promise for this write file promise, write file text, sorry, file system. Let us create a new promise, const write file promise equal to, it will have I think two arguments which we need to give file path as well as the data which you are writing to this file. which will return a new promise. Return new promise. This promise will have two arguments, an arrow function, which is nothing but an executable functions resolve and reject. If any error received when writing into this file, then we can, sorry, if, oh, that's it, return, okay. First of all, we need to write fs dot write file now. Write file. We need to give file path first and then data and arrow function, which will have argument some error message or suppose, because we are not returning any response, we are giving the response request to just to write the file. So if any error, now if error, just reject of, which we need to go file return failed or file return success or file return failed. Otherwise, if it is success, just resolve this promise with some success message. Success. Success spelling C. Success. Now use this write file instead of this fs dots all these functions simply. Also we can, every time we are returning response, right, simply whenever you are returning a response from promise, we can use dot then dot then dot then dot then. So let us convert into simple promise this one. First we are reading the file promise, okay, then let us create step by step dot, then we are returning a response of data and we are logging that data. Here let us return this super agent, return, and use this super agent uh, wait, something I have missed. Here let us end the flower bracket dot, then remove this simply. So here directly we are returning this super agent, which will return that URL textb.org, and from that we are fetching the status message, right? So then of response, again we are console log, not a change this also, okay. Now again, instead of this, let us remove all this and directly call our promise write file promise, which will have two arguments, uh, file path dog to txt and the content which you want to write the response or success message, status message. I have written. After this, sorry, I need to return again here because I need to again use the, if this is success, writing dot, then we need to, here we are not giving any response, right, because we are writing file just. So let us write just console.log file written saved file saved. See file saved. If I return some, I let us change this dog.txt, then what will it give? See, file not found. It has directly first that promise it is fetching. So here it is going first. If there is no file, then directly it is giving this file not found. Again, I may let us change this. For example, dog22.txt. Now see. So it is okay. Okay, it is creating again a new file dog22 and it is inserting. I don't need this file, let us delete it. Dog2 is our file and file saved. Let us give status message. Okay, that's it. If you see now, from where to where we have came, from that callback hell to simple promises dot then. Now it is a single line, parallel line instead of that confusing triangular. That's it about promises.